Hello everyone, I'm Siri K, studying at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, 3rd SEM, CSE branch. Now I am here to discuss about binomial distribution. The contents I'll be discussing about introduction of binomial distribution, short view of mean, formula of mean, introduction of standard deviation, properties of mean and standard deviation, and at the last, the conclusion. Introduction of binomial distribution. In probability theory and statistics, the binomial distribution is the discrete probability distribution that gives only two possible results in an experiment, either success or failure. For example, if we toss a coin, there would be only two possible outcomes, heads or tails. If any test is taken, then there could be only two results, pass or fail. The distribution is also called as binomial distribution, probability distribution. There are two parameters, n and p, used here in a binomial distribution. The variable n states the number of times the experiment runs and the variable p tells the probability of any one outcome. Suppose a die is thrown randomly 10 times. Then the probability of getting 2 for any one throw is 1 by 6. When you throw the dice 10 times, your probability having a binomial distribution of n is equal to 10 and p is equal to 1 by 6. Learn the formula to calculate the two outcome distribution among multiple experiments along with solved examples here in this article. Short view of mean. Mean is nothing but the average of the given set of values. It denotes the equal distribution of values for a given data set. The mean, median, and mode are the three commonly used measures of central tendency. To calculate the mean, we need to add the total values given in a data sheet and divide the sum by the total number of values. Formula of mean. Summation is equal to root of npq. Here, xi is equal to ith observation, 1 lesser than equal to I lesser than equal to n. Summation of xi is equal to sum of observations and n is equal to number of observations. Introduction of standard deviation. Standard deviation is a measure which shows how much variation such as spread, dispersion, spread from the mean exists. The standard deviation indicates a typical deviation from the mean. It is popular to measure of variability because it returns to the original units of measure of the dataset. Like the variance, if the data points are close to the mean, there will be a small variation, whereas the data points are highly spread out from the mean. Then it has a high variance. Standard deviation calculates the extent to which the values differ from the average. Formula of standard deviation. Summation is equal to root npq. Here, n is equal to the number of experiments, probability of success in a single experiment, and the q is probability of failure in a single experiment is equal to 1 minus p. The properties of mean and standard deviation. Properties of mean. The sum of the deviation of individual observations from the mean x bar is 0. If each observation in the data is replaced by mean, that is x bar, the total sum of all observations remains unaltered. If every value of the variable x is increased or decreased by a constant value, the arithmetic mean of the observation so obtained also increases or decreases by the same constant. Properties of standard deviation. The value of standard deviation can never be a negative number. It's primarily used to measure the degree of spread or dispersion around the mean of a data set. Third point, the standard deviation effectively shows the amount of variation or dispersion from the average value. Fourth point, and it will be the last point, it's highly sensitivity to outliers. Even a single outlier can significantly increases the standard deviation, distorting the representation of the spread. Conclusion. The mean and standard deviation are two important measures that provide insights into the central tendency and variability of a data set, respectively. Here are some key conclusions about mean and standard deviation. The relationship between mean and standard deviation is the standard deviation is influenced by the distance of individual data points from the mean. If the standard deviation is small, it indicates that most values in the data set are close to the mean. If the standard deviation is large, it suggests that values in the data set are more spread out from the mean. Thank you.